Rebecca before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Hi, let me turn this over here. Seriously. Hi, Maritza. Is it Maritza or Maritza?
Marissa.
Maritza. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Rebecca.
Dude, nice to see you, Tammy. We've only done how many calls today?
Well, I'm coming to you from my car now. This actually has the best. I mean, this is better than my office, actually, the lighting.
Is that what they mean by mobile office?
Yeah, this is truly the mobile office. I said, I'm going to drive as far as I can drive. So at 1 minute till, I'm like, oh, look, there's a spot I can pull over and do this call. I forgot to do blood work. My physical is Monday, and they're like, oh no, you need to come now. And I'm like, I can't come now. They said that this morning. I said, I'll come as soon as I can come. So it's been good because I'd only had like 1 cup of coffee when she called. So I haven't eaten today, and I've just been drinking lots of water. So I'm kind of proud. I'm thinking maybe I'll lose a pound or 2 here. Okay, well, we are already recording. So I want you to have a chance to just let Rebecca know who you are, Maritza. But before we do that, and Rebecca works with us. I don't remember if I shared with you on lots of projects at Avon. So Rebecca, I'll let you give a little intro of what you do, your business and all. And then we're just going to talk about you have a big story. So pick the piece of it that you feel like is most empowering. This is how I was, and now here's how I am because of my Avon thing. So Rebecca, you want to tell her a little bit about who you are, and then we'll hand it over to you, Miss Anthony.
Sure. Well, I'm a freelance writer, communications consultant, and I've been working with Avon for a few years. I do a lot of scripting for RepFest. I do a ton of stuff for the event department. I write incentive pieces. I always say I will write for food. It's my only skill. So whatever they ask me to do, I just have my hand in a little bit of everything. So, the opportunity to meet people like you and hear your stories and try to, work on sharing those is one of my favorite parts. And work with Tammy, of course.
I don't remember if it was you, Maritza, or if it was Candace. I was saying, now don't be nervous. Rebecca is great. Was it you that I told this to, Maritza?
Might have been.
So I told him, I don't even know if I've ever told you this, Rebecca. Now it's being recorded.
Oh, geez.
So for the record. So the first time I heard this Rebecca Hamilton name was when you wanted to rewrite all the names of my seminars. And I'm like, oh, great. Because at that point, I was not John Dinan's friend. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we get to meet another one of his people. And they're going to change all these seminar names that we have worked hours on, And so I was so defensive with you. I will never forget. And Anna Brown suggested that I not speak to you about it. So Anna Brown worked with you. And then we got him back, and I'm like, well, she's got talent, I'm like, they're better, but I was still like ticked off about it. And then after RepFest, when we got there, everybody was going on, oh, this is going to be so great. And then I met you. So I always say, Maritza, that Rebecca just makes us better. She takes what we have and makes us better.
That's so sweet, Tammy. I'm glad that's recorded. I might have to play that back. I do get that. Maritza, I've been on my own for 23 years. I have 3 sons, and so I've been able to have a flexible schedule just like you do as an Avon representative. And over the years, when I go into companies, very often, it is my client says, here, I want you to take this, or I want you to work with these folks. And there is very, very often a reaction like Tammy had, like, who is this person? Why are they coming in? They don't know our business. And so it's my business to get to know the business and the people and to build bridges. And I'm here to help. I come in peace. I'm here to help. So I'm glad we turned that around, Tammy.
Me too. And it's been a wonderful bridge that we crossed. I run back across it now. I do. Okay, Maritza, tell us all about you.
Okay. Well, I wanted to say, Rebecca, I think that's amazing because sometimes people come in with fresh perspectives, and we kind of take the defense, but you still kind of came in and say, slow down. I got this to offer.
Yeah.
Tammy, it's pretty huge to be able to embrace that, because I think our company has done some amazing things in the last couple years. So I think I have to say thank you to Rebecca and Tammy.
Yeah, we were responsible for all of it.
You're responsible for all of it. But like Tammy said, my name is Martiza Anthony. I have been with Avon for 11 years. Just turned 11 years a couple days ago. And prior to Avon, I worked in corporate America. So I did have the opportunity to climb a little bit up that ladder, but not for very long. I did that for about 14 years. I was a single mom as well, single mom of 4, and worked in corporate America helping call centers, open call centers, and I traveled a lot. And on a few occasions, I had to pick up my family and move them. I moved to South Carolina for about a year with all 4 of my children with 2 weeks notice. And I had to pack them up, move, and then they finished the project. They sent me back to Ohio. Then I did that a couple more times, short term, Canada, a few different places. Then I got laid off. Then I found another corporate America job. I worked in telecommunications. So I worked for WorldCom, MCI. I worked for Sprint. I worked for Quest. And when I was working at the last one, they moved me to Atlanta. I did that with the children again, moved them there for about 10 months. And in the process of opening that call center in Atlanta, I became very ill. I had a stroke. Then stayed out of work for a couple months because of my rehab, and immediately wanted to get back to work. Didn't take the time that I needed to recover. I was back to work in about 6 weeks after I had my first stroke. And then 2 weeks after being back at work, I had a second stroke. And at that point, the employer that I had, he kind of gave me a heads up that they were going to lay me off. And he wanted me to come back from my short-term disability because he knew that it would be best if they just let me go versus did away with my position. So they did. Got back 2 days later, I got laid off. And here I am in Atlanta with 4 babies and ill. But I came back to Columbus and things changed very quickly, very drastically. Corporate America was no longer an option for me because of my health. And at that time, I was introduced to the Avon opportunity. Someone said, you know, why don't you just try to do this for a little bit, just so you can get a couple dollars in your pocket, put some gas in your car. I remarried at that point, and my husband was very supportive, and he said, you know, maybe this is something that would be good for you, just to get out and socialize again. I spent about 2 years trying to do the rehab and trying to get myself physically back to norm. And Avon became more than just that couple dollars. It became more than just the social part. It re-empowered me. I started feeling again like I had some control again. I started feeling like I had some purpose. Working in corporate made me feel like I had purpose, but I didn't realize that it was purpose at my children's expense. It was purpose at my health expense. And with Avon, I've been able to do a lot of those things, but at my own pace, at my own time, and I've been able to grow business with it.
And you said you've been with Avon 11 years?
11 years.
So that was after your corporate America stints, after your 2 strokes, you started with Avon. So you're fully recovered now. You're all good.
I've had some issues, but like I said, having the opportunity of working for myself, it's allowed me to do my rehabs and recover. I had a couple major surgeries while I was still in the Avon rep. It didn't stop me. I built my first and second unit while I was in rehab. I would have the potential recruits come to the rehab center, and I did my trainings there, did my appointments. I know it sounds crazy, but I was so determined. I was in this wheelchair and I was bedridden, and I said, well, I might as well do something constructive with this time. And I made a deal with the rehab center. They let me use one of the conference rooms at the top.
I don't know any of this. This is amazing. I love this woman, but I don't know any of this part of your story. Oh my God.
Yeah, so I would use the conference center. They would call me Mama Avon because after 5 o'clock, that was my training room. And I will have trainings there. I will have recruits come out and do their appointments there. I will have customers pick up their orders. For 6 months, that was my home office. So,
See, I just knew that you quit corporate America because you were sick and tired of moving those kids around the country, and that Avon gave you that purpose back. I never knew about the strokes. How did I not know this? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had a few different health issues after the strokes. I started having epilepsy and had some major back trouble where I was in a wheelchair for about 6 months. So I had to have 2 reconstructive back surgeries and a lot of different things. I mean, I've been able to do so much during the 11 years that I've been with Avon. I don't think I would have been able to do any of that being in corporate America. We lost a child to homicide, and during that time, we were able to still take care of the basic needs of his children that he left behind, all with Avon, and was there for my mom during the year that she had her last stage 4 cancer, that last year. And it's funny because every time that there was I don't want to say that there was an issue or problem, I think there were opportunities. Every time a new opportunity was presented in our family, I worked even harder and I moved to the next levels in my Avon business, because then I knew, okay, I've got to really focus now. Versus letting it take me away from my focus, it pushed me towards my focus. I moved title to executive when my mom was in hospice. And that was another thing where people would just kind of make fun of me because I had turned my mom's hospice room into my office. I was there with her all the time, but I would do my trainings. And I remember on a couple occasions when she put me out of her room because she was trying to get rest. And here I am with my laptop and books and all kinds of chaos going on. But I had determination, and Avon's given me that. I don't think I would have been able to do all those things working in corporate America. So this was all a blessing in disguise. I don't look at it as a negative thing.
Martiza, okay, I don't even know what to say, but did you, to what do you attribute your amazing determination?
Having so many people tell me that I could not before, and then having so many reasons now why I must. I have 13 grandkids, and I still have 5 children, and that's my legacy. I have to show them that no matter what happens, no matter what you go through, no matter what hiccups life throws your way, you have to move forward. Those are just blocks. That's just a way for you to get to the next level. It's not for you to stay in that darkness or whatever you want to call it. I don't see it as a negative. I see it as an opportunity for me to grow and push. So my children and my grandchildren, that's huge for me. That's my determination.
Were you this driven when you were working your corporate jobs? Or did Avon fuel that maybe even more?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I want to say I was driven, but I think my drive was differently then. Avon has taught me and showed me that this is for me. I think I did everything I did in corporate America because I was trying to prove something to someone else. Working in corporate, you have to constantly be like on top of your A game. But for me now, this is about me. This is proving something to myself. This is skill sets that I'm gaining. I'm not doing it for, to be, getting the raise. If I want to give myself a raise, I give myself a raise. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm doing it for me and for my kids. Avon's given that to me. I mean, that it's a drive that it's fueled my drive. Avon fueled my drive.
Mm-hmm. That's an incredible story. That's really amazing.
The end. You're amazing.
You are amazing. Oh my gosh. I just think you're incredible. I see. A good thing this is recorded too, because I'm never speechless. But I just can't imagine the challenges that you faced and tackled, and having the determination to do what you've done.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Fantastic. Yeah, really great story.
For the longest, I never really talked about my story because I thought, it's kind of irrelevant, but it's not irrelevant.
No, and you don't know if we're able to share your story through one of the, who knows, one of the communications vehicles that Avon has. You don't know who you'll touch, who's struggling with the same issues. Any one of the things that you mentioned, who will be inspired and touched by your story. So thank you so much for being willing to share that with us. Tammy, do you have any?
I don't. I do want to tell you, I got all of the information you sent, Martiza, and I've reached out to a couple of people today. But I wanted to reach out. We're just trying to get a lot of different demographics, and we really don't have someone that's older than us. and we're working to get, we're really trying to rebrand Avon, right? But I read what you wrote about Bill and Linda Wright.
They're amazing.
So I would like to call them, but I also, do you think that they're on Facebook? Because what I've been trying to do is save a Facebook, thing to put with my list, but I couldn't find them.
Yeah, they are, but she has her page private. It's also new to her. We've been working on the whole social media thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but she is on there.
Okay, so because I searched her and I couldn't find it, so I'll send you a message and maybe you can.
Okay.
We don't have to have that. I just thought I saw the picture. Anita Abigali posted a picture of them at last year's Rep Fest, and I'm like, oh, they look like such a fun couple. So I thought they might really be neat.
They are. I'll go ahead and tag you on their page.
Okay, and then I reached out to. Oh, I don't have the list with me. I'm sorry.
There was Carmen, Virgie, Andrea, and Bill and Linda.
No. I haven't reached Virgie, but I've left messages for the other two. So I told them that, if they could get back with me today, then we might try to schedule something in the morning or Monday. So I just wanted you to know I got your email and I followed up. So, but I hadn't reached out to Bill and Linda yet. So I'll try to call them on my way back home.
Okay.
So you said Ohio. Where are you?
In Columbus.
Shut up. I'm in Columbus.
Are you? Where?
I tell you something. Tammy, I'll tell you how hot it is here. I live in Hilliard. I went outside today to have lunch. I'm so cold. It's so cold.
So sorry.
You can hang meat in this house. It's so cold. They always want it so cold. So I was cold and I thought I'll take my little salad outside and sit at the picnic table and eat. And I had a book on my phone that I listened to, and walking the dog and stuff. And so I had that plan. First I put my arm down on the picnic table, which is that hard plastic stuff, and burn my arm.
Oh
no.
Yeah. And then my phone, after just a couple of minutes, my phone stopped working because it overheated. Because it was just sitting on the picnic table.
Yeah.
It is so hot. It is so hot. And a friend of mine is performing at Upper Arlington tonight. They're having some kind of outdoor festival, and he's like, you gotta come. I'm like, oh my god. I don't know if I can sit Tammy, it's hot, but it's also humid. It's
yeah.
My granddaughter, who's 9, she walked in the Red, White, and Boom parade on Wednesday, on Tuesday. And I felt so bad because it was so hot and her cheeks were so bright red, but she was marching on, still doing her work. And I kept thinking, I'm about to pass out, so I know she's hot.
And the pavement is so hot it just comes up through your shoes. So we're supposed to get a break this weekend though. Where are you in Columbus, Martiza?
I am on the north end, right off of Morse and Carl.
Okay, yeah, I know it well.
Yeah, near where the Northland Mall used to be.
I know it well. Yeah, I go to Carfagna's up there.
Okay, I know exactly.
Yeah. Italian market. They have the best meat, Tammy. So I keep telling Tammy she's going to be an honorary Buckeye.
Well, my godchildren are from Ohio, so I'm already an honorary Buckeye.
Okay.
I have one shirt, so I put it on and I take a picture when there's like a game, but yeah, they are from Ohio. And so all of their mother just passed and me and their mom are the very same age. So we just had the funeral 2 weeks ago and she was in hospice. So I'm thinking about you, Martiza, and just watching them go through that. My dad was in hospice too, but I never met any of the family. And her mother had not been to Tennessee in 10 years. So she had not seen any of the great-grandchildren except for the oldest great-grandchild. And we just happened to be at the hospital when her mom came, and all 7 brothers and sisters, all from Ohio, okay? And so I'm like, oh, I hope we don't have on Tennessee. No one has on orange, you know. So, and I told Jamie and Marcus, I'm like, you needed to tell me I should have worn the Buckeye shirt. You know? So that was kind of neat. Made me think about that. So
fun.
Okay, well, we'll be in touch, Miss Anthony. And Rebecca, that's all for us today because I wasn't able to schedule anybody else.
Yeah, and Marissa, I'll look forward to seeing you at Rep Fest.
Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Tammy.
You're welcome. Hang on just one second, Rebecca.
Okay.
Let me log out.
See you later, Maritza.
Bye.
I'll send you the one recording of the girl that you didn't get to be with when it's already processed, so I'll just send it over.
Okay.
Are you feeling pretty good about the ones we've had today?
I think so.
The only one I struggled with was the laundry room girl. Who was that?
Me too. I was just looking for that. Vicky, I think. Stacy.
Yeah, she's the only one I'm just like, I felt like we were having to pull it out of her.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I agree.
So all of the ones that Candace gave me, that Maritza gave me seem retired. Like she said, this person's retired. This person's retired. And I'm like, oh. But Bill and Linda Wright do look modern, if we say that. And then the other gal, even though she's retired, she looks young like Maritza, but neither of them have called me back. So,
I know.
And the ones that Lisa gave me, she wrote again, 2 are breast cancer survivors, but we really don't need that version of their story, but maybe there's more than we know. So I don't know.
Well, again, John was supposed to call me. I just need answers because we do want to include a breast cancer story here. You know,
right.
Earlier today I said, someone who might say, I have breast cancer and I'm surrounded by this, this company that rallies around women, has forever.